Welcome back, folks. This is Shane. It's been a crazy morning already. I just want to share with you a little bit about what's going on. So as of tomorrow, I'm heading to Perth in Western Australia to shoot 2 episodes of my show. It's a guitar shop walkthrough series I have on my other YouTube channel, but it combines all the tech that I showcase on this channel. I'm going to start by showing you what I'm actually taking to Perth, and then I'm going to talk about what I ended up doing this morning. I have a new camera. All right, here it is. This is my little camera bag. It's a little backpack style one, nothing too fancy. I think it was one of the cheapest camera bags I could get, but it's done the job for a number of years now. So the primary camera will be this. This is the Panasonic S5IIX full frame camera. You know, the phase detection autofocus has made this such a great camera for someone with less experience. I can give this off to my girlfriend. She can hold it. She frames really well, but she doesn't like doing the manual focusing thing. So this will not only track me beautifully in the frame, it's also got the best IBIS. That, the full frame sensor, all the great things make this a great camera. Now, I could have just taken my S5IIX, but it's part of my dedicated multi-camera environment setup now. So yeah, this is my primary sort of run and gun camera. And if I shoot outside on a hot day, it's got the active cooling, which is fantastic. The main lens for the S5IIX is this guy right here, the 24mm f1.8 prime lens. And the reason I'm taking this one is for any product B-roll that I need to use the primary camera for, I can go into APS-C crop mode and get around a 36mm. I actually had packed the 35mm. I was like, I don't need to bring it, so I'm not going to bring it. While those APS-C crops can sometimes be frowned upon, I tell you what, in situations where you want to travel light, you basically get 2 different fields of view, even though it's cropped in, and you can make it work. It's one less thing to carry in the bag, which is great. All right, let's talk about the second camera. So recently I purchased the GH5 Mark II with this great little 9mm f1.7 prime lens. I got it for an absolute deal, to the point where I was like, I don't really need this camera, but it was like such a great deal. I thought, why not? I always wanted one of these little lenses. So when I got it back, I tested it. The image quality was great. In the studio, it was working without any problems at all. But it was an extra step getting everything to work right, because you've got to set the autofocus correct for each lens. If you're using autofocus, manual focus is fine, but I noticed a few things. One, the stabilization wasn't as good as the GH6, and it's nowhere near as good as the G9 Mark II, and the image quality is noticeably worse than the GH6 in basically every mode. The GH6 image quality is really something special, and it's a beautiful camera overall, minus the battery life, and some people complain about the size, but the active cooling makes this a really great camera. So I was like, man, I think I might have made a mistake buying the GH5 Mark II. As much as I love using that camera personally, it's sort of like if I'm handing the camera off, I want something just to work, right? I don't have to worry about DFD autofocus. I just want to be able to pick it up and have it work. When I reviewed the G9 Mark II, I said at the end of the video I'd be buying one, and I haven't, or I didn't. So what I did today is I did get one, and how I got it, I ended up trading in 2 cameras. So I got my money back on the GH5 Mark II at a different shop. The deal was so good buying it at that retail cost, I was able to trade it back in for exactly the same price minus the difference on the lens, which I thought was fantastic. So I said, absolutely. And I traded in my Panasonic S5, the original one, where the box used to be over here somewhere. That's gone too. So I don't have any other contrast DFD autofocus cameras now other than the GH6, which as of right now, I have no plans on getting rid of. I absolutely love this camera. Again, the image quality is fantastic, and I think the G9 Mark II and the GH6 will be a great combination. So if I can fit all 3 in the bag, I will, but we're going to take a quick look at the G9 Mark II, and then I'm going to get packed and ready to go. If I'm going to blame anyone for this, I blame Todd Bannor. He basically shot a video with the G9 Mark II in his studio, and it looked awesome. So, mate, I hope you enjoy the camera, and I will be enjoying this, hopefully, if it all works. So, yeah, this was a very... I'm not going to say a rushed decision, but it was one of those things where I'm running out of time. I really wanted to take it with me, and I already love how light this is compared to the GH6. Woo! It is so small and light, man. Look at the difference in the size. Like, check that out. While they probably look similar from the front, yeah, there's just a big difference in the handling. This feels a lot more like, well, it feels like an S5 Mark II, but it's basically the same weight as a GH5 Mark II. So I'm glad I've done this. And now looking at the Panasonic G9 Mark II here in the studio for roughly the same shot. I have adjusted the tripod slightly. I don't think I was framed properly before, but I've white balanced the camera. This is the natural picture profile. My ISO's at 320. And this is basically how it looks in roughly the same spot. Now, the camera before was this. This is the Sony FX30 with the 24mm f1.4 G Master. So you can get a good sense of how micro four thirds compares to APS-C here in the studio and different brands, color science, all that kind of stuff. I'll put a side by side up so you can get a good sense of how it looks. The lighting is exactly the same. I've done nothing to the lighting whatsoever. I'm really looking forward to using the G9 Mark II with this 9mm f1.7 prime lens. Such a great compact lens. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'll share some results with you as well while I'm away and talk about the experience using the G9 Mark II in combination with the S5IIX and whether or not there's a huge difference in terms of the end result, because that's what it comes down to. At the end of the day, you got to pick the right camera for the job. I'm really happy I moved on my original S5 because it's been sitting there doing nothing for several months. And I'm still a bit torn about the GH5 Mark II because I just got it a month ago, but at the same time, I think I've made the right decision. At least now I can bring you far more content with the G9 Mark II moving forward. So if you want to see anything in particular or you want an update about something, let us know in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Happy New Year, and I will catch you very soon. See ya.